bottom line, it's your savings technology. It's your running money. So you put 2, 5, 8, 10, the younger you are, the bigger the number, away in cold storage, chill, and live your life. And then as you get wealthier, okay, you add more to it. But the stuff that you need to pay day to day, like I don't pay in Bitcoin, I pay in fiat. And I don't hold the fiat long enough for it to devalue. I get it and I spend it. And anything I have to save, I turn into Bitcoin or Bitcoin treasury companies or other things like that. And so, or venture capital. I like to invest in venture capital. So that's the other one. So I'm wildly bullish. And I think that, we displaced gold as the core of money. And the monetary value of gold is about 10 trillion. So 10 trillion, and let's say there's, just around numbers, 20 million Bitcoin, you're talking about, a meaningful price for the price of Bitcoin.
Mark Yusko, the founder and CEO of Morgan Creek Capital, is here today to share his explosive outlook for Bitcoin and explain why even the most seasoned cryptocurrency investors may be surprised by the next leg up. According to Yusko, a wave of institutional adoption is poised to propel Bitcoin to unprecedented heights, bringing about a historic bull run. Yusko claims that even a minor investment from big asset managers like BlackRock or Fidelity could release hundreds of billions of dollars into Bitcoin, sparking what he refers to as a generational wealth transfer given the trillions of dollars that are now waiting on the sidelines. Yusko asserts that we may surpass 6 digits and that Bitcoin may reach $150,000 or higher sooner than anyone anticipates. If you're intrigued by bold predictions and deep financial insights, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more engaging content. Thank you for your support and enjoy the video.
We get 10 times bigger as a network. So we went from 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000 this time, and next one will be 1 million. So that's coming. So I'm bullish. And I think, we'll be many millions as we get to 10 trillion of market cap. But I'm sorry, no, not many millions, but we'll be 500K. So that's my base case. That's my base case. But the price of gold will continue to appreciate as we print more fiat. So that number is not static, right? So 1 million, I think, is highly likely at the next halving. And the value of gold will continue to go up. So that's my base case. The problem with fiat is there are stories where they open up a house and they see all the cash buried in the wall. No one missed that cash because they just printed more. But we know how many Bitcoins are because we have a permanent, immutable truth. And the aha moment for me was 838, now 839 years, we've had a trust system. Banking is built on trust. You give your money to a bank because it's not safe to hold it all yourself and carry it around. So you trust them. But I actually have a recurring nightmare, not like every day, but maybe once a year. Go to the bank and punch in my code, because I do have an ATM card, and it says $0. How would I prove it's not zero? I don't have a statement. I haven't had a statement for years. Is their word against mine? Now I could probably prove, because of old receipts or something, that I used to have money and now they say I don't. But it would be their word against mine. So it's a really interesting dynamic that this complex adaptive system that is Bitcoin, it is a better money. It is the evolution of money. And it's funny. So I'm wildly bullish, and I think that we displaced gold as the core of money. And the monetary value of gold is about 10 trillion. So 10 trillion, and let's say there's just around numbers, 20 million Bitcoin. You're talking about a meaningful price for the price of Bitcoin. Ultimate value is the monetary value of gold, 10 trillion. Okay, but that's not fair value. Fair value is determined by Metcalfe's law, and Tim Peterson has the best model on this. And it has to do with the number of nodes, the number of users, number of wallets, number of transactions. And that today is around 100-ish thousand, 95 to 105, somewhere in that range. It's kind of tough to pin down. And that will continue to accrete over time. And every halving, we add a zero. We get 10 times bigger as a network. So we went from 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000 this time. And next one will be 1 million. So that's coming. So I'm bullish. And I think, we'll be many millions as we get to 10 trillion of market cap. But I'm sorry, no, not many millions, but we'll be 500K. So that's my base case. That's my base case. But the price of gold will continue to appreciate as we print more fiat. So that number is not static, right? So 1 million, I think, is highly likely at the next halving. and the value of gold will continue to go up. So that's my base case. But as bullish as I am, and I've been bullish a long time, there's a guy you should interview sometime named Murray Stahl. Murray runs a firm called Horizon Kinetics in New York. Old school. He's even older than me, right? And I'm old. He's even older. And he was even earlier than me. And he makes me sound like a bear. He's like, no, Mark, you don't understand. This is the apex technology that will prove reverse Gresham's law. Throughout the history of mankind, Gresham's law has applied. Bad money crowds out good. In every shitty country you can think of, the bad money becomes worthless and crowds out all the good money. From Venezuela bolivars to Turkish lira right now, in real time. Bad money crowds out, and it's called Gresham's law. What Murray argues is reverse Gresham's law applies for the first time, and good money is going to crowd out all the bad. So he says, you're 10 trillion? Yeah, that's a given. We're going all the way, all fiat, which is right around 100 trillion. So that's guaranteed. And there's I actually tweeted this out the other day. I said it's the perfect image. And it's a big triangle on the top and a little triangle on the bottom. This is Bitcoin, this is fiat. And that's exactly what's happening. There's all that gravity is going to push that bad money, and this little triangle is going to become all money.
According to Mark Yusko, a long-awaited spike in Bitcoin prices is imminent. Yusko, who has a great belief in the future of cryptocurrency, projects that it will grow significantly in the next years due to the entry of institutional giants and important players like BlackRock. He explains why this is a unique period in the history of cryptocurrency, even though he is still optimistic about the price of Bitcoin. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications for future Bitcoin, macroeconomic, and digital asset content before we go any further. Now, let's get into his powerful predictions.
But the Bitcoin standard is kind of like, it's a little dense, but it describes what we've been talking about, which is that this is a new monetary system. Look, there's a reason Warren Buffett hates it. There's a reason Jamie Dimon hates it. They have to hate it, right? Horse and buggy people hated horseless carriages. Train companies hated airlines. People who sell us crappy food filled with seed oils don't like steak. I mean, come on. Warren Buffett, 46% was financial services. He doesn't want you to own this. Right. Jamie Dimon, 100% is financial services. He doesn't want you to own this. So at the end of the day, 839 years, the banking industry, insurance, brokerage, title, it's a great run. It's over. Now, it's not over tomorrow. It's not over next week or next month, but it's over. And incrementally, bit by bit, that big orange Pac-Man is going to eat everything. And that's good. People say, well, you're not a real Bitcoiner if you don't put 100% in. Bottom line, it's your savings technology. It's your running money. So you put 2, 5, 8, 10, the younger you are, the bigger the number, away. In cold storage, chill, and live your life. And then as you get wealthier, okay, you add more to it. But the stuff that you need to pay day to day, like I don't pay in Bitcoin, I pay in fiat. And I don't hold the fiat long enough for it to devalue. I get it and I spend it. And anything I have to save, I turn into Bitcoin or Bitcoin treasury companies or other things like that. And so, or venture capital. I like to invest in venture capital. So that's the other one.
Does Bitcoin eventually eat all other crypto?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, in the sense that no other crypto will take a role in money. None. But that doesn't mean that we can't have other digital assets or other blockchains that have value to do other things. Right. Smart contracts are a good thing. I mean, there's some things that have to get worked out, but they are a good thing. DEXs are a good thing. One of the challenges is, I say it all the time, is if ETH was created today, would anybody use it? When you could use Sui or Solana? I don't know. But the fact is, it wasn't invented today. It was invented first, so it has critical mass. There's more development on that. Does that mean it's going to go away, or is it going to go to 10,000? I don't really know. So it's not my preferred. But, and I'm going to leave you with this. So then I go to, the Sauron, one chain to rule all chains, the Lord of the Rings. It's just Bitcoin. And we build L2s and L3s and L4s, similar to, we got gold at the base layer. Then we got FedWire. Then we got ACH. Then we got Visa and MasterCard. I don't ever use money. I use a little plastic card and I charge. And once a month, I settle to ACH that settles to FedWire. I never touch gold. So I don't really know yet, but most of the meme coins They're going to zero. I mean, there's no intrinsic value. They're fun and they're monetizing attention. Fine. And you want to speculate on that? Knock yourself out. Most of those will go to zero. That's like pre-seed stage venture. Most of them go to zero. Yeah. But the ones that don't, I mean, maybe there'll always be a place. I mean, is Nvidia's stock at these levels any different than a meme coin?
Valid.
Not really. Not really. You can't justify the valuation based on cash flows.
Yep.
Tesla, same thing. Is it a good company? Sure. Is the value of that company less if you liquidated it? Yes. So what's the rest? Memishness.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Supply and demand. Is there going to be a change? Look, my generation, the boomers, we create a very cool system. We created this thing called 401ks. And we all put money in and we pump up the stocks. And then at some point, we're going to have to drain it. Right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's capitalization weighted. The more you put in, the higher it goes. The more you put in, the higher it goes. And it's self-fulfilling, which is going to start happening pretty soon. You start taking $1 trillion a year out, then it's less good. Same thing with real estate. We pump up real estate prices, and then suddenly all of us need to downsize. Who's going to buy all the McMansions?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, not at the price they're listed. I mean, there's a house down the street from me in Chapel Hill. It's been on the market for almost 2 years.
Wow.
Priced at, $1.8 million because they're anchored to 2 years ago. And even 2 years ago, that was a dumb price.
Right.
It's a perfectly nice house, but it's probably a $900,000 house. Maybe you could get to $1 million if you ignored the fact that it's too close to the street and the yard's small, but it ain't worth 1.8, but they are not budging. And
crazy.
In that bid-ask spread isn't reflected in the real estate numbers yet, but it will be.
Yeah.
And we haven't even started the exodus, because we're living longer, we're healthier, and people aren't going to the old age homes as fast as they used to.
Mark Yusko concludes by telling us that Bitcoin is the cornerstone of a new financial system, not just another investment. He likens this change to the disruption brought about by the replacement of railroads by airplanes or horse-drawn carriages by automobiles. The present financial titans, such as Jamie Dimon and Warren Buffett, are against Bitcoin, not because it is ineffective, but rather because it jeopardizes the foundation of the established financial system on which they have made their fortunes for many years. Bitcoin is a savings technology for Yusko, something you save your wealth in to guard against inflation and fiat devaluation, but not necessarily something you spend on a daily basis. He urges everyone to invest even a tiny percentage of their wealth in Bitcoin, keep it in cold storage, and watch it increase over time, especially the younger generation. He makes it clear that Bitcoin will be the basis of money, even though he doesn't think it will replace all other cryptocurrencies. Other blockchains, on the other hand, may have distinct uses, such as enabling decentralized exchanges or smart contracts. Yusko further cautions that significant changes in the financial and real estate sectors may occur as the baby boomer generation starts to withdraw funds from these areas, which could result in declining asset values. After decades of pumping money into stocks, altering market dynamics in ways that many investors aren't ready for. At the same time, when boomers downsize, expensive real estate may have trouble finding purchasers. So, as Mark Yusko puts it, Bitcoin isn't just a trend, it's the future. The sooner people understand this shift, the better positioned they'll be in the years to come. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications if you thought his viewpoint was helpful so you don't miss any updates. We'd love to know what you think about the future of cryptocurrency markets, so please share your ideas in the comments section. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.